So it's the middle of January. I guess at this point we're getting towards the end of January. And today is the first day that I weighed in at under 190 since Christmas. So on Christmas Eve, I weighed in at 187, and then the rest of the holidays happened. And I got up to like 192. And as of this morning, I am back to 189. So I'm almost back to where I was at the end of last year, which, that's fine. I haven't been exercising still. Gordon's eyeball situation is almost 100% fixed. He's in the last 1 week of having to be in the cone 24/7, so hopefully he'll get back to being more normal, and I will continue to not feel bad about leaving him alone or potentially taking him for a walk. I haven't really done that because he when he sniffs with his cone, he catches his cone on everything. I've taken him for a walk precisely once since he's gotten put in the cone. And that was when it was snowing and I was wearing snow boots, which made blisters on the back of my feet so bad that they formed and they popped all in the same go. And those are just now healing. That was a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, so I do want to start exercising again, and I haven't done it. The treadmill's set up in the basement, so I'm planning on potentially getting on that in the next couple of days. I got my period like a week late, and I just don't really feel like doing anything right now. Actually, it was more like 2 or 3 weeks late. Regardless, I don't really feel like being active. So, once all that's sorted out, I'm gonna start getting back on the treadmill. And or walking the dogs, just kind of depends. The weather here's been really weird. Like, everyone says that January is the coldest month, and it's just been hovering right around freezing. So, it's cold, but it's not like that cold. And right now the sun is out, which is a little strange, honestly. It rained yesterday, so all of the snow on the ground is gone. It feels a lot like Atlanta winter right now, honestly. Yeah, so that's all I'm doing in terms of weight loss. And no, it's not. So I got my husband to agree. Sorry, what you can hear in the background and why I keep looking over there is because this guy keeps trying to jump up on the couch. What are you doing, bud? Come on, up. Come on. That's Gordon's eye drops, and this is Winston. Yeah, so I got my husband to agree to start cooking at home a little bit more, and also eating at the table like real people, because what usually happens now is he eats on a different schedule than I do, and he eats different things that I do because he has a lot of food aversions and I have a lot of food allergies and sensitivities, and those don't always mesh. So we've decided that once a week one of us will make a meal that we will then sit at the table and eat together. So that is twice a week we will do that. He'll do it one day a week and I'll do it the other. And this week I made bulgogi for the first time, and it turned out pretty well. It was so messy though, holy shit. And I have some ideas for how I would make it a little less messy and a little easier in the future, because I ended up making a marinade that had vegetables in it and then frying off all the little pieces of meat individually and then going back and frying off the vegetables. And I feel like I probably could have done that a little bit better in a bigger pan as well, because I did it in like a small 9-inch skillet, like cast iron skillet. And I don't know, it's just, there was a rice disaster. I dropped rice and way too much of it went in the pot, and it also went everywhere. I ended up having to vacuum it back out of my stove. I'm way better at cooking than that. It was just not a good showing for me. And the last meal that my husband made was roast beef, and it was pretty good. So it'll help me not eat out as much, because right now what I'm doing is, if I'm not ordering food in, I'm just basically snacking all day, and that's not healthy. Either of those aren't healthy, really. Yeah, so I'm hoping that'll be a little bit better, a little bit healthier. My skin is not dealing very well with the weather up here. Like, I ended up skipping washing my face last night because my face felt dry, and it still kind of feels dry. I'm also, oh my god, can I pick it up? I've gotten my first wrinkle. I made it a good long while. I'm about to be 37, so I guess in the grand scheme of things, having a wrinkle at this point in my life is not that bad. I mean, I already have gray hair. I don't know how much of it is just because the air is so much drier up here in the winter. The air never really gets very dry in Georgia, and my skin just isn't dealing with it very well. I'm using my winter routine from Georgia, which is a more hydrating routine for my skin, but it's just not enough up here. I'm having to use my sleeping mask a lot more up here than I was having to down in Georgia to keep my skin kind of hydrated. My lips in particular are very dry. I have like treatment on them right now, and they still feel dry. My hair is a disaster. Let's just not talk about it. It's dealing with the lack of moisture in the air pretty well, though, because my hair, when the air is moist, gets very poofy and gross. So that part of it's okay, but my skin isn't. I'm spending an awful lot of time in the bathtub, mostly to stay warm. Although right now it's not very cold. A while back it was pretty cold, and once a chill gets in this house, it doesn't really go away because of the way the heating in this house works. So I've been part-time living in the bathtub, which also not very good for my skin. It also really makes me miss the Korean spa. I used to go there all the time, and I don't know if, well, I'm sure there's a Korean spa in Toronto, but I don't know where one is, and there's probably not one open right now because we are under a really stringent lockdown because of the pandemic, and we're basically not allowed to leave our houses at all. And that started a couple of days ago, and again, not that it really changes the way that I live my life, because I don't really leave my house. But at some point, I would like to get back to a Korean spa and be able to sit in a hot tub. I really miss hot tubs. Speaking of hot tubs, I was trying to convince my husband to buy one to go into this little weird plot of land behind our garage, and that's not going to happen anytime soon. So I am planning on turning that little plot of land into a little vegetable garden. So I've spent the last like week and a half like planning that vegetable garden and buying seeds and all of that. I got a gardening journal for Christmas, and it told me plant gardens now in January, so that is what I'm doing. So yeah, I'll be able to start that pretty soon, and I'll be gardening sometime come mid-April-ish. I'm going to start a bunch of seeds indoors in March around my birthday, and then to go in the ground in April. The growing season up here is about a month off from what I'm used to. It's very strange to me. Yeah, so that's basically all I have going on right now. Oh, actually, speaking of my birthday, Taco Bell's bringing back cheesy fiesta potatoes, and I'm so excited about that because it's happening on my birthday. You know, aside from the fact that I now live in Canada where cheesy fiesta potatoes have never existed, and Taco Bell serves French fries instead of tacos for sides, which is bizarre. It makes me kind of sad. Although it is good for me because I don't live near a Taco Bell and I don't like it as much, I don't eat it as much. Pluses and minuses. Yeah, so that's what's going on for January. I will check back in when I have an actual update.